happen to miss any of the show, it's got a little like a scrub down feature, whatever you do to follow it along. It is a great show we have ahead of you today. Like I said, hour and a half, so not a whole lot of time. It'll catch up to us as we roll along here, but we'll talk about all the big things that have been going on in the Central Valley. Just 2 more shows after this for my show before we head out for the rest of the year. Just 2 shows left on the year, and we're going to be doing them on Mondays the next couple weeks due to the scheduling and holidays and time off. And I'll be going to Tucson next week, so that should be a lot of fun. Let's get into it, though, with everything. And if you want to get in on the show, the Lee's Air Plumbing, Heating, and Roofing sponsoring our hotline today, 559-320-1430. The way to get a hold of us, 559-320-1430. The way to get a hold of our show. And Lee's Air Weather Check sitting at around 56 degrees and cloudy, as it has been for the most of the time it has been in December. Could be getting up into the 60s and mid-60s by Sunday. I felt it was a little warmer last night. Did feel a little like stepped out, to take care of some stuff outside, and I did feel a little more warmth in the air, a little more. I don't know if I call it humidity, something like that. It did rain a little bit last night, actually, waking up to it. We could get some more rain next week, Christmas-wise, potentially. We'll see how it all plays out. Good to be here. We got a couple producers in today for our Friday show. Ted Veer's back. We got Sergio here. Good to have him here as well, guys. Good to have you on the show. Have we had this combo? I feel like we haven't had this combo in a long time, if not ever. Have we?
I think maybe once,
maybe,
but otherwise, I don't remember much. Between us two.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I'm like, this combo's throw me for a loop. So I don't know what I'm going to get here.
It's a little new.
Yeah, a little bit new. So we're going to figure it out as we go here on the schedule. Of course, we're going to talk Rams Seahawks, of course, here in a moment. We're hoping to have the Central East Bengals in today. Want to hope that we have our guys coming in. So the hope is to have them here in the next 15 minutes or so to talk about their season. State champs, Central East. Yeah, ever heard of them? And then we'll talk about college football playoff. Of course, the game coming up at 4:30, Alabama, Oklahoma. Talk about the playoff at large. And then what are we watching this weekend, of course, in the NFL, everything else sports-wise, all of it encompassing here over the weekend. Guys, how are we doing on this Friday? Friday feeling? Does it feel like a Friday? I don't know if it feels like a Friday with all the holiday schedule and everything like that. I'm not sure if
No, doing good, but definitely does not feel like a Friday. My days are all jumbled up. I thought it was Tuesday today for some reason earlier today. So.
Yeah. I'm feeling that too.
Yeah, very weird schedule over the last couple of days, but overall I agree with you guys. It's a weird day to call it Friday because it just does not feel like it.
I was walking out of the gym with Paul at McLean High, Paul Metters and I, calling the game last night. By the way, phenomenal basketball. Tanvir,
that was crazy.
We had all of it coming down to the wire on both stations with the Rams-Seahawks game getting crazy and then our game getting crazy, and shout out to McLean for an amazing comeback win last night over Central East. That was fun. That was a really fun basketball game to call. Jim was popping on a week before Christmas night. Paul was like grabbing the Comrex and stuff. I usually give it to him after we call the games because he has the show on Saturday. And I was like, no, Paul, don't take them to your car. I got to take them with me here this way. And so he almost walked to his own car with the equipment. But I had to remind him
the sad reality of the end of the year.
Yeah, right. So Paul's on a break now officially for the next couple of weeks. So I hope he enjoys his time off. As he careens to his vacation. Let's talk about it, though. Last night, of course, everyone is getting the superlatives out as we speak in terms of greatest game on Thursday night ever, best game of the year by far, greatest Rams-Seahawks game ever. All the things that were being described as what last night's game was, and I think in turn of the craziness and the crazy turns of it, and did a team lose it? Did the Rams lose this game, blow this game, or did the Seahawks grab victory out of the jaws of defeat? You could argue it both ways, but I think we have to sit and just marvel at what kind of showcase we had If I'm a Rams fan, though, I'm waking up as sick as I can be about how that game went down last night, and I think that's where my perspective will start, because for Puka to have the greatest game of his career, for Stafford to do what he did, for what I thought was in the bag done at 30-14, there has to be some sick feelings if you're a Rams fan last night about that blown opportunity.
Yeah, and on multiple levels, right? Not only did you lose this game to a rival, but you lost this game in a moment that you basically have taken the control of the NFC West out of your hands. At this point, if the 49ers or the Seahawks win out, they are going to be the NFC West champions. And for a team that we've lauded as basically the best team in the NFL for weeks on end at this point, it's becoming a reality that they might have to play on the road for a large majority of these playoffs.
Because I think I watched last night's game, and I know for about 7 quarters, Sam Darnold played as bad of quarterback against the Rams this year as I think anybody has. And then the final quarter in overtime showed up, and of course you get the benefit of the comeback coming from a special teams play. And by the way, I think that's where I would pinpoint most of the blame last night to the Rams is the special teams unit in turn. Some critical holding penalties on some return situations. Of course, the return for Shaheed that ended up being a touchdown that really revived Seattle, which at any part, if that was not returned, you would probably assume Seattle would lose by about 10 in that football game last night. I think that's a fair estimate to say. And then Mevis with the missed field goal at the tail end of the game that could have given the Rams the lead instead of sending it to overtime. It is rearing its head again, in my opinion, that I think the Rams, the other game you can pinpoint to the special team issues was in that Philly game when they lost in that fashion. It is the same kind of story with this Rams team that all 3 units matter, and this Rams team has struggled in that special teams department from time to time. And I think that is where I would assess the blame the most if you're going to go try to find the blame in the Rams' loss last night.
There's not much blame that you can give when you have 3 straight 2-point conversions converted. I think that the defense played well for a large majority of this game for the Rams. I just think that, this was a matter of the Seahawks just playing up to a level that we have not seen them yet. And I just thought last night, this is finally the game that made me believe that Sam Darnold can finally get this team to a Super Bowl. We had these question marks, especially after the last couple of games, where Sam Darnold hasn't really played that well. If he would finally show up, and he did certainly in this one. So I don't know if I could really point the blame to any of the Rams players, more or less that I think that the Seahawks should deserve to get credit for this win.
Yeah. Sergio, what do you think about where it sits in terms of your gut reaction? Like, the first thing that comes to mind from this game last night, like where do you pinpoint first, and like where the story of the game was for you?
The story of the game, I think, was special teams, like you mentioned before. The turning point was really the Shaheed punt return for a touchdown. I was in the same boat as you. I thought the Seahawks were done. I thought the game was over. My brother and I went to a movie after the Rams' last score.
Yeah.
And then we get to the movie, and then we see the Seahawks are right back in it, and I was like, oh, this is a game. And, watch the last few minutes on my phone.
How short of a movie was it that you went and watched to go from that moment to it? That must have been a short movie.
Well, yeah, the time from me traveling to my house to the theater was like the Rams or the Seahawks had already gone back in the game.
Yeah.
So that's how quick it had happened too. Yeah. So special teams for sure. Rashid Shaheed's looking like a great pickup. He already was before.
Yeah.
But even more so now for Seattle. And I remember hearing a stat, I think it was on Instagram or something, like the Rams kickers have only converted 70% of their field goals inside of 40 yards or something like that. That's a crazy stat to have.
Especially with what they were settling with and how many points were probably left on the board for the Rams. And if you want to go real nicky, like tic-tacky, the Rams' inefficiency to score inside those scoring areas, having to settle for field goals when McVay,
especially early in the game.
McVay was hyper aggressive in this game. You could see how hyper aggressive he was in going for it in 4th down situations. I was sitting there like, oh my God, they're really going all out in terms of them really trying to win this football. I know they wanted to win this football game, but the aggressiveness from McVay. He tied for the most 4th down attempts going for it like by the second quarter in a game of his. Like, you really felt it in terms of like McVay knew, I think they wanted it for sure in this one, absolutely. But if you want to nitpick it, it's the red zone inefficiencies for the Rams. When the Rams get a little inefficient in the red zone, that's where the frustration is at. You know, the Seahawks really great game plan inside when it became like tough rushing downs for the Rams. Kyron Williams wasn't getting free to the edge as much as he usually was, or those little slip through runs that he's able to do, especially when I saw him do it against Detroit. It looked easy for the Rams to execute it that way. Same with Blake Corum. Blake Corum really couldn't find any space in those goal-to-go run situations. So, but that's a props to what the Seahawks are on defense. I don't think it's like the Rams not doing their job. It's a product of both, of just good football in that sense. So, and you know, it's just fascinating to see just how that game evolves and so many what ifs with it. And now we sit in a situation where the Rams don't control their own destiny anymore for the division. They'll need some situations to go their way. I'm not counting them dead, though. And I know the Seahawks won, and I know people will – I'm not trying to take the credit away from the Seahawks, but I still feel like my opinion of the Rams is not different. I think I still feel like talent-wise, the ceiling-wise, the Rams are the better football team in this game. It's just the fact that they can get in their own way sometimes in this whole situation, and I'm not trying to take credit away from Seattle. I think Seattle's like number 2 to me now in terms of what they did. But I walked away from that game still thinking the Rams are the most talented, highest ceiling team left in this league.
Yeah, I agree, but I also think that, you know, golden plating that we thought the Rams had, that's just not there anymore.
Yeah.
I feel like the difference is much smaller than what we originally thought. And, you know, this game, the Panthers game, the 49ers game at the start of the year, I mean, this is a stretch of games where in clutch situations – the Rams have just not been able to come back and win these 4 specific games, I would say. They choked the lead against the Eagles. They had the chance to beat the 49ers and just could not do it in that Thursday night game. The Seattle game, they choked this lead again as well. And the Panthers game, they just were boat race from the start and just tried to come back and just were not able to. So there's a little bit of dent in the armor of this Rams team, but I still do believe that when they are clicking on all cylinders, this is the best team in the NFL.
And I challenged Sam Darnold last night. That was the variable, right? I said this yesterday in terms of the variable, right? What is the thing that can change that changes the outlook of this game? And I have to give props to him. Darnold was incredible in that overtime drive. Like, I think that's the best Sam Darnold has ever played in that overtime drive specifically, knowing you had the 4 downs to get everything converted down the field. And you know, it was remarkable to kind of see a quarterback transform in a game like that when he should have been done. He should have been done, dead, out of this game in terms of his ability to have the confidence to come back. And somehow he found a way to dig out of it. Now, you know, I'm not counting Seattle out of anything in terms of what I got left. And they got Carolina. And, I mean, now we're looking at next game of the year for the NFL. And it's going to be in Santa Clara in Week 18 now if the Niners want to take care of their own business the next couple weeks. And then we're sitting there in terms of that. So I can't wait. I cannot wait for that. Niners just got to uphold their side of the bargain. I think last night they would assume they're hoping so, but a date with Indy, not too easy. A date with Chicago, we know how tough that'll be. You know, Niners got to uphold their deal last night. For you as a Niner fan, you're sitting there probably stoked, I would bet. Both of you guys, you know.
Yeah.
The path is there.
Yeah, the path is there.
The path is opened up.
We've got some speed bumps on the way, but I think these are winnable games. Like, Indy still has to find their footing with Rivers. We'll see how much more. I mean, we saw how he played in the last game. He played like he just came out of retirement.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, maybe he can add more as the year goes on, like as he like becomes more familiar with the team and everything like that. And then the Bears, we're playing them in Santa Clara. It's a home game, so I like that for us. But the Bears' offense is just kind of different during these times of years. So.
Yeah, I echo those sentiments. I think that the 49ers have a golden opportunity here, regardless of what we want to say with all the injuries. This team has put themselves in a position to get themselves a number 1 seed in the NFL, which is crazy that would be the case after losing Fred Warner
like
and Nick Bosa at the
5
start
and
of the year.
4 at one point. Like,
No,
After that Rams loss, was it 5-4?
after the
6-4?
Rams loss, I think we were like 6-4, 7-4, something. But
Yeah.
regardless of that, like this team is still 6-4. So this team is they've got it in front of them, and that is a crazy thing to think about. Like with the injuries that this team has had.
Also, I want to hear nothing about the Puka situation, like being a distraction. I mean, the dude literally had his greatest game of his entire career and one of the greatest Rams receiving games in the history since 1997 when Hall of Famer Isaac Bruce dropped 233 on the Atlanta Falcons. So anybody trying to pin this thing on Puka as far as a loss or whatever, I'm like, it is so out of proportion in terms of that. Nothing of that affected this team. So I don't want to hear anything about the trouble. Puka knows what he needs to do, and I know he was pissed off and tweeting about whatever after the game, and he can have his right and do that, and he's had to answer to it, and he did. But I don't want to hear anything about Puka being a distraction of this team. They know what he's about, and they know what he's going to be doing on the football field, and I think that that could move along as the storyline goes. I would imagine you guys agree.
Yeah, I mean, when Puka Nacua goes out there 12 for 225 and 2 tuds, it's not much you can really complain about. I think that guy is, he's one of the best receivers in the NFL. And sure, there was a little bit of chatter of what happened over the week. But when the guy gets on the football field, he's going to play football. So, I don't think that this loss has anything to do with what Puka Nacua had to say or what he did over the week.
I think that story's dead.
Yeah, sure. Unless he's acting like Antonio Brown, then I think the Rams will be okay.
I think they'll be all right. I think people. I was watching a scrub of Ram reporters like, is this going to affect your extension eventually? And I'm like, no. Like everyone, chill out. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we got more show left for you here on 1430 ESPN. We're just getting started here on this Friday. We'll be right back with more Behind the Bench on 14. All right, welcome back to Behind the Bench here on 1430 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader. We weren't able to connect with our folks here, our next guest, Central East Bengals. So we're just going to continue the show here as scheduled, and got plenty to talk about, of course. I had a fun idea here for you, and I'm hoping the holidays will allow you to have a little fun with us here. Guys, we're in the thick of the college football playoff race, but I'm not quite done with the NFL conversation. So I'm wondering if you guys want to have fun with a little exercise we're doing here. I want to make the NFL playoff committee. And I want to make it a 12-team playoff between the entire NFL. We're going to cut some teams that are in a playoff picture that aren't going to make it. And I think it's going to be a fascinating conversation dissecting what we have here in terms of this. So we're going to be in the committee room here. We're going to try to decide who is the number one seed in the playoffs, judging by what we've had so far in terms of their resume. Head-to-head matters, right? Winning a division potentially matters as well, right? So we're gonna dive right into it and try to make our own playoff committee. I got a 12 versus 5 matchup. I got a 8 versus 9. I got a 6 versus 11. I got a 7 versus 10. The 1 through 4 have to be the top 4 division leaders right now, right? Unless. Is that going to be something we should let's discuss the format real quick.
What's the top 4 division leaders?
That's where our discussion is right now.
The current college football playoff setup is the top 12 teams, but the top 5 division or I guess conference winners get in.
Yes.
And so I would imagine that's how we should do it, right?
So we should have 5 definitive division winners.
But you don't have to rank them 1 through 5 for the division.
And then whatever's remaining can show up. And that could also include other division leaders.
Sure. Yeah.
But it's up to us if we want to include that in there. So how do we want to – we want to do this top down, right? I would assume that's the easiest way to do it.
That's the easiest way to do it.
So, I mean, I think the Rams are the best team in football, but I think de facto right now the division leader at the moment is Seattle.
Yes.
I think it is fair to put Seattle – as a 1 seed, right?
I like that.
I think there's no argument there unless you want to. Do you want to go to Denver here? Give a case.
I think Los Angeles should still be the 1 seed. They have the clear best strength of victory in the entire NFL. You have wins against the Seahawks, which they did earlier. Mm-hmm. You have wins against the San Francisco 49ers, the Bucks, the Detroit Lions, the Colts, the Texans. I mean, this is and the Ravens and the Jags. So this is a team that has won against a lot of great teams. Sure, they did lose the game against the Seahawks, but the victories that they've had are still better than the 12 Seahawks victories, in my opinion. So I would personally put the Rams as the 1.
I'm okay with that. Because I know we qualify it as that right now, but if we're projecting the Rams to potentially win the division here, or like the most likely team I would imagine in terms of it, despite them not controlling their own destiny in that sense, but they have beaten the Niners before handedly. They did beat Seattle before as well. It's been a coin toss between both teams. I think the Rams are the number 1 candidate for us if we feel like they are the most deserving. They have the most big time wins as well. I think the resume speaks for themselves
for sure.
They haven't had a dud loss against a bad team. Like, we're not talking.
7-7 Panthers is probably their worst loss, but the other teams 10-4 Niners, 12-3 Seahawks, and the 9-5 Eagles. So
okay, so I got the Rams here at 1.
Yeah.
All right.
Sure, I guess I've been outvoted.
Sergio, you want to stump for the Seahawks real quick, or?
I mean, I know this is like us and like our rules as we make it, but like if we're thinking like the college football playoff committee, this is like the game that just happened. It was the Big Ten championship game, and the Rams are Ohio State, and the Seahawks are Indiana.
Yeah.
So I feel like just based on that, like I know they played each other earlier in the season.
It's a split though. It's
not
like a conference championship. They're 2 regular season games.
Yeah.
But if the season ended today, Seattle would be the 1.
We do have evidence that the Rams have beaten the Seahawks before.
That's true. Yeah. That's true.
Yeah. So I think we'll go under that impression right now still, because I think it's still a coin toss between them.
Well, they're the 1 and 2 then.
Yeah,
for sure.
Fair.
So we're making the Seattle Seahawks number 2.
That's fair. I'm okay with that.
Okay, I'm gonna mark them there. Number 3, I would go Denver.
Yeah,
I would go Denver as well.
So that's our other. I need to mark division winners here. I'm gonna mark them with a star here. So Denver is the number 3 seed, the Denver Broncos. I would argue there's a real coin toss element to me with the Denver Broncos and Seattle. They feel almost like the same teams to me.
Yeah.
Like maybe Seattle a little more plus in their offensive.
Yeah,
'cause
I
they
think
don't
so.
have like a de facto number one like guy like Denver. Like Seattle has like JSN. Denver doesn't really have like they have good assets on their offense, but it's no JSN out there for them in it. So now I think we're good and clear on our top three. We have 2 divisional winners here. Number 4 is fascinating. Do I go San Francisco here?
No, you go New England.
You go New England. No.
I would go San Francisco. San Francisco's
Yeah.
strength of victory is still better than New England's.
New
this
England's
year.
strength of schedule is killing them.
Yeah, and
If we're going to do it that way.
and also the Niners have both. They have wins against the number 1 and the number 2 teams
This is true, actually.
in the NFL. I guess
They
And
just
so,
they just slipped up. They're kind of the Alabama or losing to Florida State at the earlier
sure, I
there
guess.
kind of thing, right?
Yeah, but I would put them at number 4.
Are we okay? I think I'm pretty clear with
Yeah,
that.
and New England's coming off of a loss to the Bills. Not to remind you, Phil.
It's fine. I'm a man. I could take it. Yeah, I think that's a good. So we have NFC West. Talk about SEC bias, right? NFC West
yeah.
bias sitting here at the top. We're gonna get flack from the.
When you get 3
public.
teams that have a combined 33 wins, like I think they deserve it.
Yeah.
And then there's the Cardinals.
Then
Yep.
there's the Cardinals. That's like who's the bottom dwelling team right now in the
Sadly,
SEC? South Carolina.
Arkansas, sadly. I hate it.
Number 5. I guess we're going New England. They have the win over Buffalo. They have the split with Buffalo this season. I'm trying to think of their other notable. They beat Tampa, which is not as notable anymore in terms of it.
Yeah.
Like
They're the team that has a lot of wins, but not necessarily wins against very, very strong teams. Like Buffalo is probably their best win.
they're like your 12-1 Clemson some certain years. Right?
Sure, yeah. So I
You
think yeah, sure, New England deserves to be at number 5, but I feel weird doing that.
I feel almost Jacksonville has an argument.
Yes.
I think Jacksonville is good. Like I know Kansas City's fallen off, but that win was really nice. They have the Niners win this
San
year.
Francisco, Houston.
Yeah.
They've beaten Houston this year. They've
Chargers.
beaten the Chargers handily. I almost think Jacksonville has a better resume right now.
Yeah.
If we're going to go considered, I would consider Jacksonville at 5.
I'm putting Jacksonville at 5 then.
If
Yeah.
you want.
I think so.
They've beaten the 4. Well, I mean,
New England hasn't really beaten anybody besides
Yeah.
Buffalo. I guess Carolina was fine, but if you just look down the list, New Orleans, Tennessee, Cleveland, Atlanta, Tampa's a decent win. New York Jets, Cincinnati, New York Giants. Like they're good. It's not a great.
They're beating
list.
teams they need to beat.
Exactly.
But
And
it's not
so-
like they had the Buffalo win that's just like they're holding on to that Buffalo win
Yeah.
back in week 5. Like
But with those wins, I would still put them at number 6.
yeah, I think the Patriots go to Sergio, any objection there? You're still hesitant if you
me personally, I'd put the Patriots at 5 because Jacksonville just like there's something about them that I don't. It's not that I don't trust. It's just like they.
But if we're
feel
doing committee-
weird.
If we're doing committee
I think
based-
New England is a better team. I just think committee-wise,
we're doing the committee thing of looking at the
Jacksonville-
resume
Yeah.
and looking at how they like Jacksonville's resume screams to me a better resume as opposed to, New England's just body of work, which, I don't even know if they prove anything if they beat Baltimore this week, and they'll have New York and Miami. Like, I don't know what more they can prove more out of it. I think New England is kind of capped out at 6 for us in the committee. So,
Okay.
all right, we have 4 division winners now with Jacksonville, Denver, LA, New England. Do I dare put up?
I'm going Green Bay here at 7.
I'm thinking about the Chargers. I'm thinking about the Bears. I'm thinking about Green Bay.
Yeah, those would probably be the next 3 for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would go Green Bay, Chicago, Los Angeles. That's how I
I
would
like
do it.
that.
Yeah. Buffalo's interesting. I forget about Buffalo.
Oh, the
They
Bills.
they have 5 losses.
4.
4 losses.
They're 10-4, just like Chicago.
They do have the second best strength of victory in a current playoff, like just the current AFC playoff teams. So you could make the case that Buffalo should be higher than LA, honestly.
Yeah.
I would honestly put Buffalo ahead of LA.
Buffalo's beaten Tampa. They've
Yeah.
beaten Baltimore. They're beating Carolina. They're beating Carolina badly.
1-8 KC beat New England.
But there's not really. I mean,
They
Pittsburgh
beat
pretty
the
handily.
Joe Burrow-led Bengals.
I'm not counting anything for Cincy.
They scored 34 points.
Yeah,
What do you
I
mean?
don't know. Cincy's dead to me.
They
I think
Cincy almost won
Green
that
Bay and
game.
Chicago should be ahead. of
Buffalo has
both
some
those.
really rough losses. Like Miami
Yeah.
and Atlanta is just
was
really
that rough
dragging it
stretch.
down that way.
Yes.
In terms of
Agreed.
It. So, like, I think
Chicago still has the Philly win. You know,
what are Chicago's losses?
they
Like,
have Minnesota, Detroit, Green Bay, and Baltimore, and 3 of them were on the road, and that's still
it's
decent.
a decent resume.
Yeah.
Beating Philly to like
The
only
Packers
losing by 7 to Green Bay. But if you want to do the head-to-head thing, like you feel like the Packers deserve to be
Yeah.
above it.
Yeah.
But the Packers have lost to, like Cleveland, who Chicago's beaten pretty handily this year in terms of it. Like, man, I'm flipping a coin between. So I think I would lean Chicago over Green Bay, even though they have the head-to-head, and they're leading the division right now.
I'd go Green Bay.
Yeah, Tim.
You're the tiebreaker.
Sergio,
Green
break the
Bay.
tie.
Green
All
Bay
right.
at 7.
Green
then-
Bay at 7.
And then I'd go Chicago at 8.
And Chicago is our 5th division winner, right?
Well, no, Green Bay would technically be the.
Well, Chicago's above them right now.
Okay, then
Well,
you're
as
saying
it- as
Seattle.
it-
Oh wait,
as
well,
it
if our Rams logic goes, then we're
Yeah,
putting Green
yeah,
Bay right now as
yes,
the division
yes.
later. So there's our 5th division. So we're putting Chicago at 8.
Yep.
So who's playing Chicago? Buffalo?
I'd go Buffalo. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the Bills there.
Buffalo at 9. Buffalo Bills. So at 10, are we going Chargers? I think that's like the conglomerate group that kind of sits there.
I'd still go Texans, honestly.
I want LA. Give me LA there.
All right, if you guys beat me,
Here's
out.
fascinating. I mean, because you have LA against Houston week 17. Like we would know that
Right.
answer
It's gonna be
really,
fun.
really
Right.
nicely. I think it's on that Saturday. I'm inclined just by the record, and I think LA. Who are the Chargers? The Chargers have beaten Denver this year. That's a really nice win.
Yeah.
They've already beaten Denver, and I think nobody really has that feather in their cap in this field to me. And so that's what's separating it for me with the LA Chargers. Like they've lost badly to a Jacksonville team who we have ranked high.
Yeah.
We know the Colts were kind of better back in this side of the year. That Washington loss isn't great. The Giants loss we know isn't great, but sweeping KC, beating Philly in overtime,
Yeah.
beating a really good Minnesota defense 37-10, and beating Denver, I think LA's resume is better than who was the other team we were going up
Houston.
against? Houston. I think I would just slightly edge it right there right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
So LA Chargers are the 10. So we have 2 spots
Two
left.
spots, and I think it's clear that the last 2 spots should go to Philly. Philly should have one of them. And I think the last spot should be between Houston and Detroit and Pittsburgh. But I wouldn't put Pittsburgh in there. So Houston, Detroit, and Philly.
Houston Texans versus Philadelphia Eagles. I'm like in between right now with those two.
So
Yeah,
no
same.
Detroit.
I'm out on Detroit.
Okay.
In this scenario, I think I'm also out on Detroit.
We're not having any sort of conversation about Carolina.
No.
They're too damn inconsistent.
The wind's carrying a lot of water.
Yeah, but the losses also carry.
Yeah.
What's the college football version of recent memory of like a team just wrecking team seasons, but like has really crazy wins, but we're like 7-5.
Purdue.
Like, yeah, Purdue that one year. South Carolina last year, I think.
Yeah.
Tennessee a couple years
Yeah,
too.
like that's the
feel
Carolina.
like that's a great team.
Yeah.
And A&M as well, but I think
Yeah.
Tennessee is probably the best one.
Okay. So Houston versus Philly resume. I'm trying to.
They're both 9-5. Houston slightly has a better strength.
They've lost to
of
the
victory.
Rams, a playoff team. They lost to the Bucks, who we really respected at the time. We lost to Jacksonville. They've lost to Seattle. They've lost to Denver. I think Houston's resume is really good.
Houston's got the better losses.
Yeah.
Really good
Philly's got
losses.
the better wins.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Philly's got the Rams, Tampa. They beat Detroit. They beat Green Bay.
Philly's losses are horrendous. though.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Their losses are like to the Giants, like just an obliteration to New York.
Yeah, Dallas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
I'm going Philly. I still think those wins are good enough.
Dallas, Chicago, Denver, New York, Chargers.
Yeah, I feel like leaving out either Philly or Houston feels wrong.
Yeah, so those are the last two. It's just kind of
Yeah.
placing them however we want.
Who was the one we were like on the outside? You were saying Detroit.
I said Detroit, but I guess
You can't put Detroit over Philly. You know.
No.
I mean, Detroit lost to Philly, so
Yeah, the head-to-head wins.
and it was
out
a
there.
bad loss too. Even though like it was close, like one possession, but I
Oh, they
still
were
say
horrible.
It
I
was
remember
a
that.
16-9 game,
Yeah,
but
it was-
Philly was in control the whole game.
Yeah.
So I put Philly ahead of them, and then I would put Houston at 12.
We're not inviting a conversation about Tampa right now.
7-7, and they've had
No.
some terrible losses. Atlanta, New
No.
Orleans.
I'm just putting it on the table.
No, for sure.
They've beaten Houston.
I think
They've
if you would have
beaten
done this
They've beaten
mid-season,
Seattle.
if you
they've
did this
beaten-
mid-season,
They've
it would look
beaten
so
San
much different.
Francisco.
Yeah, but you can't lose to
I know.
the Saints and the Falcons.
Yeah. They've lost to
And then
New
only
England.
beat the Jets by 2.
Yeah. The momentum factor is just
Yeah.
falling apart. They're like Florida State. I don't know.
A little bit, yeah.
We're not having a Colts conversation?
No.
No?
That's the Jordan
No,
Travis
it's
conversation.
dead.
That's the Jordan Travis of it all.
But wouldn't the nation
But
want
also
to see
4 straight losses.
Wouldn't the nation want to see Phillip Rivers in this this
Sure.
playoff?
Sure.
What would the viewers want?
The viewers would want him to get dominated by Jacksonville one more time.
We don't want to put Dallas in.
No.
We are not putting Dallas in.
Any other like fun
the
bad
only
teams?
other team I would give some sort of
Minnesota.
like credence to would be I can't even do it to Minnesota. I guess Carolina, but like
Yeah.
the losses are just too bad. But the wins are like insane, right?
Who are the next two? Because I think they like to do that. Who's 13 and 14? Like,
Detroit and Pittsburgh probably
Yeah,
would
I
be
was
my
gonna say
next two.
Pittsburgh.
okay, Detroit and Pittsburgh. All right, we got our playoff though. You ready to hear it back? So
do
we
it.
got in the first round Jacksonville hosting Philly in the first
No.
round.
Well, wait, do we have Philly at 11 or 12?
We have Philly. I have Philly at 12. I think.
I had
that's-
Philly at 11.
Yeah, 11.
Oh, you guys are at okay. I
Yeah.
thought I had Houston at 11, but
No,
that's
I have
okay.
Houston at 12.
All right, so we're putting Houston at 12. I got outranked. I got outvoted, even though it's my show. It's fine. Houston at Jacksonville opening round. Oh,
That's a good game.
yeah.
I go Houston, honestly.
I was gonna say the
Winner
same
would
thing.
go to Santa Clara to take on the Niners.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
a good game.
Buffalo at Chicago opening round.
Ooh.
Winner would go to LA to take on the Rams.
We need to do this for the NFL. What are we
I know,
talking about?
Can this be the real one?
Eagles at Patriots
Okay.
opening round. Winner goes to Denver.
Yes.
And then Chargers at Packers. Winner goes to Seattle.
I think Seattle's got the cake, like, because
The
the
nice
Packers
path.
have a lot of injuries, even though they're still a good team.
Yeah.
And then the Chargers also have a lot of injuries, so I think the Seattle Seahawks would kind of dispatch whoever was in the other or in the winner of that matchup.
Yeah.
Without, dude, this is. I mean, I'd like this more than the playoffs we got now.
The current
Yeah,
NFL
I know.
playoffs. So just wean out Pittsburgh, wean out Baltimore.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Get rid
don't
of
let any of the
Tampa
mid
and
teams in.
Carolina.
sure.
Did we just fix the NFL?
I think we did.
Send
I
it to
think we
Raj.
did.
I'm
One,
patenting
two.
this idea.
I was just looking at how many AFC teams. No, we got it.
Are we pretty even?
6-6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is how we do it.
This
Make a
is
committee.
exactly how we do it.
The NFL needs to make a committee. Oh my God. Just yeah, all the money would be.
You know, it's because we're not getting the flack from fans. Like, I feel like Detroit and Pittsburgh fans would just be so mad at us.
How could you leave them out?
Exactly.
You know,
and
over-
we don't get that pushback,
Yeah.
and that's why we think it's so great.
I don't see any flaws.
I don't either.
Is this how it feels to be a committee member? in
I
college
know,
football?
right? And then you just get absolutely destroyed by the fans.
You're so dumb.
Tanvir, I want you to put this graphic out or something. Maybe send it
I'll
out.
make
I need
one.
some feedback.
Ooh,
I
I'll
need some
make one.
feedback on this thing. All right.
We'll make one.
Let's take a break. Let's wrap up this first hour next on 1430. Behind the Bench here on 1430 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader, here on this Friday. Hope you're feeling good on this Friday afternoon. Getting set for some good stuff coming up on the horizon, including some bowl games, including some college football games. Let me just do a little quick reminder of the schedule moving forward for you all as we head into this weekend. A reminder tonight, 4:30, Alabama-Oklahoma is your matchup here on the college football playoff. Starting in a little bit. I'm watching game day on our TV right now, which is, I'm assuming they're in Norman. Is that right? They're in Norman, Oklahoma right now?
Yep.
And then they're supposed to be heading over to A&M, right, tomorrow? Logistically, that makes sense. I don't know if that's like the game I don't know. Oregon would be fun. I saw a guy on Twitter, by the way, a JMU guy, who's taking an entire trip on a train from Washington, D.C. to Eugene, Oregon.
Okay.
But there were blizzards along the way that have slowed his train down significantly.
No.
And he may miss the game, but then they said he's stopping in Spokane, Washington, and people are going to pick him up and bring him to the game. And that is just college football.
That is college football to a T.
Yeah. Yeah. We love the internet. We love college football community. Gosh, riding a train. That'd be a vibe for a week.
To a football game?
Until about 3 days in, and you're just like, I am wearing.
Well, I mean, until your team gets absolutely blown out by like 35.
But what if they don't?
But what if they don't is the best question of this entire thing.
But what if they don't? I used to troll Joe so much anytime he was like hating on the Dolphins, and the Dolphins were playing someone like really bad. I think it was the Thursday night. It was the week leading up to the Thursday night against the Bills, and he's like, "Dude, we're gonna lose by so much. We're gonna lose by so many points." And I'm like, "But what if you win?" He just stared at me blankly. He's like, I had no response from me. I'm like,
that is not in the thought process of Joe at that time.
But like, what if you win though?
But what if you win?
What if?
And then they eventually beat him. Like, I just had the wrong matchup. The Dolphins did end up beating.
The wrong matchup, indeed.
Yeah, But what if you win? Who would have thought of that?
Who would have?
Come on, Warriors, think about that.
The Warriors. There's a lot of teams that need to think about that. Tennessee Titans.
Yeah.
The Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah.
Are right there.
Yeah.
The Clippers. Daniel won't like that, but
yeah.
It's the truth.
The New Orleans Pelicans.
The Pelicans.
Who's a winless college basketball team out there right now? Do we have any winless college basketball teams out there?
I don't know.
Fighting for their life right now?
San Jose State's got to be pretty terrible.
I saw them lose barely to. Now they're actually doing all right.
Yeah.
I saw them beat. They almost beat Stanford the other day.
Hey, Boise State. There you go.
Boise State's winless?
No. It's just their one loss to Hawaii Pacific. That is terrible.
Can I find anyone without I can't really sort it here. Hold on. I'm going through it.
I got it.
I'm scrolling down the ESPN standings. Someone has to have.
Maine is 1-12.
Oh, Maine, the Black Bears.
Yes.
Let's go. Gardner Webb's 2-12.
North Florida's 2-9.
What's Mississippi Valley State doing?
Eastern Washington's 2-9. Gardner Webb's 2-12, as you said.
Yeah. 3-10 Princeton.
Long Beach 3-9.
1-9. Who is this? Ryder.
Long Beach fall off needs to be
Ryder.
studied.
Remember Ryder University?
Yes, Ryder.
Yeah.
Everyone's got at least like one win.
1-12 South Carolina State.
South Carolina State, yeah.
Keep scrolling. 2-10 Chicago State.
Everyone's got to win, man.
Who's that? St. Francis? The Red Flash? St. I love college
Jackson
basketball.
State, Mississippi Valley State 1-10.
They have a win.
They got to win.
Let's go.
Texas Southern.
Yeah. Louisiana Lafayette's got one win.
Alcorn State.
Everyone's got to win, guys.
Come on.
There's
got to
no
be
zero win
Wow.
team.
All right. Well, never mind. Congrats to everyone. Mazel.
Mazel.
Everybody's got to win. Saturday, reminder, college football playoff. The home of the college football playoff on Saturday will be on 790. Bright and early, 9 a.m. Wake up. Miami and Texas A&M should be a battle. Then Tulane, Ole Miss, then James Madison and Oregon all throughout the day. On Saturday, starting at 1:30, we'll have Eagles and Commanders on 14:30, followed by Packers, Bears for a couple of Saturday games. Eagles can clinch the division with a win. Bears can get closer to that if they win. Can't quite clinch it just then. Sunday, we'll have Raiders, Texans. You'll find out if Tanvir and I will eat our words.
Yes.
But what if the Raiders win?
But what if the Raiders win?
But I mean, what if?
I still am laughing at the whole question, what is more possible?
Yeah,
A
ask Sergio this-
Falcons-Cardinals tie.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, a Falcons-Cardinals tie or a Raiders win over the Texans.
What is more likely, Sergio? What would you bet money on if you had to pick a result that could happen?
Falcons Cardinals tie.
Yes.
Over a Raider win over the
Agreed.
Texans.
That's like the Raiders winning is virtually impossible.
Sad reality of the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah. That O-line versus that D-line?
It's over.
I mean,
It's over, maybe an understatement. I don't know if they should even show up.
can Max Crosby block?
Hey, can Brock Bowers block?
Yeah.
They got to just put him at guard. Can't even have a
At this
receiver out
point.
there.
Thoughts and prayers to Kenny Pickett. Actually, I think Gino's back. I don't
Oh,
know.
is he?
Will it matter?
Well, thoughts and
That's
prayers to the
even-
Raiders fans.
If
then.
Gino's playing, that makes it even less of a probability that
Possibly
they're
worse.
winning.
Yeah. Put Ashton Genty Wildcat. See what happens.
Oh, sheesh. Raheem Mostert, Wildcat.
Hey, you won't give up any sacks if you just run Ashton Genty in a Wildcat.
Exactly,
Look at that. There's
exactly.
no stats on the. There won't be sacks on the stat line. It'll just be TFLs all day. See, huh? Raiders improvement, huh? Sunday night football will not be Bengals Dolphins. I believe it's Raiders and Ravens and Patriots on my sheet. I have it wrong here. And then Monday night football, Niners Colts. We'll be back for a 2-hour edition of Behind the Bench. Plenty to talk about, plenty to get ahead of it, and then we're getting into bowl mania. A couple bowl games on Tuesday: Boca Raton Bowl and New Orleans Bowl. Speaking of the bowl games, I had an experience this morning waking up. Fire up the old YouTube TV around 9:15, and I'm like, "How's there already a game an hour in?" I wake up and see the Myrtle Beach Bowl already in action. I'm like, "Oh,
All the
this will
way
be
in.
fun." And I turn on and I just go, "Oh no, Kennesaw State! What happened to you?"
Hey, Kennesaw State was rated the lowest. They were the lowest rated team in NCAA 26 this year.
I know,
And they're in a bowl game.
10-3 record, man.
Good for them.
They
They
won.
won a conference championship.
They won it, yeah, and then they got rolled by Western Michigan.
Well,
What you know about Western Michigan?
My buddy took them over in a conference or in their dynasty one time, and that was, he made them into a college football juggernaut. So, the Broncos. I don't think I can name an alumnus from the Broncos of Western Michigan. The brown and gold kind of team.
oh my God, there's a receiver, and he went early in the first round, and I can't remember his name.
We'll find out in the next hour, I guess. If we're
Yeah.
you're gonna have to cheat and look it up. So,
Oh, I didn't cheat. Corey Davis.
Corey Davis.
Yeah.
What's he doing now?
Probably nothing. Got that first round money. Doesn't need to do anything anymore.
It's money I would like to have. So, all right, let's take a break. We got another 30 minutes left of the show. Hour number 2 coming up next on 1430 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports
and talk about how right I am once again in anything that it comes to sports.
He's got the questions.
I'm going to lose it. Are you kidding me? What are we doing here?
He's got the guests.
20th head coach in Fresno State history here, Matt. Is it hard to believe sometimes still, the 20th head coach here in program history?
It's all moved really quickly here over the course of the last 5-6 weeks. But super excited to be here.
Phil Benotti is the voice for the Central Valley sports leader. Behind the Bench starts now. Brought to you by Helena Agri.
That's right. Behind the Bench here on 1430 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader. Just a few more segments before we're out of here, before the end of the show, heading to the college football playoffs. So we're going to be real brisk with the conversation here. And Tim Veer had to take off, so here for the rest of the show, our closer of the week, Jorge, comes in to produce with Sergio here. Jorge.
I'm going to blow this game.
You're going to blow this save? No. I already called in. I got this. Base is loaded, man.
The last one.
We're up
Last
2.
one.
You can hold. No base hits. Anyways. You got your college football talk in you here for a little bit?
Yeah, of course. All the time.
Yeah, we got the college football playoff beginning tonight, and we talk about predictions and, what to expect and how things are going to go down here in this first bit of college football playoff, which I think everyone really, is really remarkable how it kind of turned out last year when it came to the opening round teams being a dominant force throughout the playoffs last year. The bye teams really struggling. The top 4 seeds last year, I think all of them lost, if I'm not mistaken correctly, right? Although there is a market correction to what this year's playoff looks like. Stronger teams are certainly in that bye position as opposed to the top 4 conference winners. So now we're sitting in a situation where I don't think we'll see 4 straight upsets in the second round in the quarterfinal on January 1st. But it's an interesting conversation to have when it comes to what teams in the opening round are the potential teams that could win it all here. But let's start with just in general the predictions of the games themselves and how things are going to kind of go, starting with the one tonight. Alabama, Oklahoma, which I think a lot of people are pinpointing as the one that is the most competitive, interesting, could go either way kind of football game. I'd imagine you both agree in that sense.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It's the 9 and the 8, so it's a close matchup. We saw what happened like a few months ago, but
yeah,
I don't think that's gonna happen again. I think it's just a little bit different of a team, and both teams, and it's definitely gonna have a different outcome.
Sergio, what do you think about this? Is this the game you're like circling the most as the closest of the weekend?
I think so, because it's such a toss-up for how these teams are going to play. I don't know if Bama's going to play like they did against Georgia the second time or the first time.
First time. The second time was horrible.
Yeah. So, I mean, Oklahoma, they've been like a little up and down too this year. Who won that game between them and Texas?
Between Alabama and Texas?
No, Oklahoma and Texas.
Oklahoma, it was Texas.
Well, yeah,
that
Texas
Texas
won.
Texas
Yeah,
won,
so,
yeah.
Texas won it, yeah.
The Red River?
the Red River game, yeah. I feel like it's a toss-up. I want Oklahoma to win, but I have a feeling that Alabama's going to win. Just because they've been here before. They've been in, like, pretty much almost every single college playoff bracket that's ever existed. So, I mean, Oklahoma's had their fair share of games that they've been in college football, but they played each other earlier this year in Oklahoma.
Oklahoma did
won.
beat them, yeah. You want something of note here. Oklahoma is in the seed that Ohio State won it all last year.
Oh, well,
that
there
is
you
the
go.
position Oklahoma is currently sitting in, that 8th seed. That
ESPN, the predictor has Alabama at 50.9,
yeah.
and Oklahoma at 49.1. That's how close they have it.
Well, here's where I'm sitting. Like the combination of like the gravity of what these two teams being the teams that are going to win this thing. To me, I don't feel it nearly as much as what Ohio State was participating in this game against Tennessee last year. I believe that was the game that it was with the 8 versus 9. I don't feel it this year. I don't think there's a legitimate candidate here that can win the national championship, go into Indiana and beat that Indiana team next week. I lean Alabama, but some things of note, if you want to go recent results in between these two schools, I know it's completely different teams when we could talk about the previous years, but Oklahoma right now, 5-2-1 all time against Alabama. Only Texas has a better record against Alabama all time in terms of winning percentage. And Oklahoma has won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of the last 6 times they played Alabama going back to the 2002 season. Some notable games you can think of: that Sugar Bowl that Alabama just missed out on the national championship in 2013. Oklahoma went and beat them. 2018, that Orange Bowl where Kyler Murray got rocked against Alabama's defense in the college football semifinal in Miami. Alabama ended up winning it. And then in 2024 in Norman, Oklahoma beating Bama 24-3, and then Oklahoma beating Alabama in Tuscaloosa earlier this year. Your last 5 matchups in terms of it. Despite the history and despite what I saw between the head-to-head, I'm gonna pick Alabama, I guess. Yeah. That's where I'm leaning to. I just don't know what Oklahoma has in terms of an offense that will make me fear what they can do tonight. So that's kind of where I sit. I'm going to pick Alabama tonight.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think that's the same thing that a couple of months ago beat Alabama is not the same thing that's going to be there tonight. Also, they struggle against a Texas team that, as much as you want to say they had pretty good quarterback, they have a pretty good team, but they match up really well against Alabama, and I think that it felt like, I don't know, it wasn't really much of a win for Oklahoma, but like a defeat for Alabama that day.
Sergio, you going Alabama too?
Yeah, I think Alabama's going to take this one. Like you mentioned, I don't know what kind of offense Oklahoma's going to bring in this one, and I just have a feeling Alabama's going to win. But like, I feel like this game's just like who's going to get beaten by Indiana next week. That's just like what we're playing for right now.
That's where it feels.
Is Indiana that, I don't know. I feel like Indiana it's really good, but they don't show it. Like
they don't. Indiana's gonna win.
Like,
next
I don't
week.
believe they're that good. Even though they are.
Indiana's gonna win next week. It's gonna be like 17-10
like
final.
As crazy as it sounds, I don't take stock into them beating Ohio State in that championship game that literally meant nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, it literally meant nothing other than winning the conference.
I mean, you got to win it though.
Yeah, but I mean, what was the difference in that result? Like, winning and losing. Pride. Okay.
I guess. Oh well, yeah, but Ohio State. I feel like Ohio State got their loss. That over on their own, they needed to have that loss in order to continue with what they were doing, and I think that's what happened. I feel like it's something that happened to Oregon last year.
I want to roll. I want to roll through the other games. Let's go chronologically here. Tomorrow, Miami and Texas A&M. I lean A&M. I think A&M's been slighted in terms of the seeding. I think they're a little too low for me. I think they should be above Ole Miss. There's a conversation I could have about them being maybe above Oregon. I thought the Texas loss was too I think it was too market corrected for them only losing to Texas, which Texas has beaten good teams. But I think A&M is a much better team than the 7 ranking, and I would look at them as maybe a most likely out of the first round to be a team that wins the Natty if we're going to look at it.
Yeah. I don't know. Every time I look at A&M, I always feel like they're a cold.
Well, okay. Can they play football?
Yeah, they can play football, but I feel like I don't know, man. They're just, I live down there, and a lot of people from down there were like super into, they're super into football altogether, but I don't know. A&M is different, and they lost to Texas. I think they're still a strong team, but I don't think that I think the flaws they shown against Texas, they're still there, and I think that's going to be their hurdle.
I just don't think they're there enough for Miami to exploit them. I don't trust Miami to exploit them that way.
Yeah, Carson Beck is not a guy that can, elevate his team in this situation. I feel like Texas A&M, I think I agree with you. They have been slighted a little bit with the seeding. They just lost. They just lost their first game of the entire season. They were 11-0.
Yeah,
So like,
they were rolling.
and everyone's like kind of not really talking about them right now.
Well, they could only put one Texas team in the top. That's what it was. And since
always
they
the
lost,
fact.
they had to put Texas Tech.
Yeah.
Which is the lowest. I feel like it's the one that is the least
Yeah.
better out of all of them. But
And
whatever.
The A&M would move on to play Ohio State. That would be the game they would have to play. Ohio State kind of getting shafted a little bit in terms of that. The next game, Tulane, Ole Miss. I've been pounding the table. I think Ole Miss should have missed the playoffs because Lane Kiffin left. That's just my
crazy.
my
Insane.
hot take on it. If we're gonna go, I don't think it's right, but I think by the committee standard, I think it should be something that should have been considered more. Or at least drop them down a couple slots in terms of the seeding. They should have been in that 8 spot instead of Oklahoma. But
Maybe.
I think I'd be there in that conversation. And you know what? I want to be vindicated. I'm picking Tulane tomorrow. I'm going to do it.
Ole Miss is winning.
Let's go, Tulane.
Get out of here, bro.
Come on.
Walk away.
We need something
Walk
crazy.
away.
We need something crazy here. We need something
Turn
crazy.
your mic off, bro.
Give me two. I'm not picking JMU though. I'm picking Oregon tomorrow. I think Oregon's winning by a lot against JMU.
Yeah, I feel like that's I don't think it's going to be by a lot. I think it's going to be closer than everybody thinks.
Yeah.
JMU, it's a good disciplined team.
Yeah.
They might not have the talent that these other teams do, but they're very disciplined and they play well. So I don't think it's going to be that bad. But eventually they're going to show that the talent's not there.
Yeah. Sergio, no crazy upset for JMU for you?
No, I don't think so. I think Oregon's too good.
All right.
In like JMU, like props to them. They got here. They were FCS just 3 years ago, and now they're in a college playoff spot. But
Yeah.
Oregon is Oregon, and they're playing at home. So
I would love for JMU to just advance all the way to playing in our old coach Signetti. That'd be pretty wild. I have chalk in the college football quarterfinal. Outside of I have Ohio State losing to A&M, but that's just my bold prediction. I have
Ohio State
losing to A&M in the Cotton Bowl.
Julian Sand doesn't move you.
Yeah, no,
I don't
he
think
does
so.
not. He does not. Georgia, I have Georgia advancing in the Sugar Bowl. I have Indiana advancing. I have A&M advancing in the Orange Bowl. Or excuse me, I have Tech advancing in the Orange Bowl.
I think Tech's done. I don't think Tech's that good.
Okay. So you're big on Oregon, I would
saying.
think. You're going to say Oregon.
I think Oregon's is better than Tech.
Yeah.
Dante Moore.
Dante Moore's all right. I got Indiana, Texas Tech in the semi. I got Indiana winning. I've got Georgia beating Texas A&M in the Fiesta Bowl in the semi. And I got Georgia, Indiana in the championship.
Georgia.
And I got Indiana winning it all.
Wow.
I feel like it plays that way. I feel like that you wanted like that's the perfect script.
Yeah.
Like if this was a movie, that's how it would end. And I don't know if that's gonna be true, but I feel like a lot of people want it this way, and the way they've been playing and the way the team that they have and that quarterback, I thought he was a Heisman candidate last year with the Cal, but he didn't have the lights in front of him.
Yeah. Fernando Mendoza, let's go see what you're all about. You'd be the number one pick. Should you go to Las Vegas? That's a question we have.
Your NFL career end as soon as you get
as soon as you go to the Raiders. Anyways, why not? Why not have the Heisman Trophy winner win the Natty? We haven't. How many times have we said that?
I don't think since
LSU.
USC.
Since USC.
No, LSU with Burrow.
Yeah.
Burrow. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking way farther back.
All right.
I was
Way
thinking
farther
like
back.
early 2000s.
All right. Let's take a break. Let's wrap up this. Who you got winning it all? Are you guys?
I do have Indiana.
You have
I do
Indiana.
have Indiana,
You have
yeah.
Georgia, Sergio.
I
have
think Georgia. Yeah.
Georgia.
All right. Cool. Let's take a break. When we come back, we say what we're watching for this weekend. Wrap up the show. Send you out to Norman, Oklahoma next on 14. 18:30 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader. Just a few minutes. We're off to our weekend. We'll be back Monday for another edition of our show. 2 hours. We won't have Jorge. Jorge, you're going on vacation after this.
I'm out for like 2 weeks.
You're out.
so-
We won't see you till January 2nd. We're going to get you Friday, or no, you're not back that Friday?
I'll be back on the Friday.
All right. We'll be back on that January 2nd. So, Jorge, I'll see you next year.
I'll see you next year. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Sergio, I'll see you next. Well, no, I'll see you at Major Wager.
Yeah, I'll be at Major Wager on Monday.
My Niners, Colts. Joe and I have already created a pack. We're going to be peak trolling on the Niners. If Philip Rivers starts dealing, we're all in on.
Brock Purdy, please, I beg of you.
I said this about this Niner game on Monday. Like, just let it be known, the Niners can't generate any pressure. And if you can't generate any pressure on a 44-year-old quarterback, he may pick you apart. Just, I'm plainly putting it out there.
We
You're
need
crazy, bro.
we
You're
need
crazy.
we need Sam Huff to step
You know, you're
up.
the only team to not sack Cam Ward yet this season. Like, Cam Ward was the first game he hadn't had a sack this year. Cam Ward. So
Yeah, because we lost all our freaking line.
so what do you got, Jonathan Taylor? That's gonna get
It's all
sketchy.
right. We're gonna pick him off.
All right,
He just loved throwing picks to the Niners.
just outscore him. You don't get any picks.
Yeah, we don't do that either.
You have a worse turnover differential than the Raiders,
yeah,
than the Titans.
We'll
then
stop
the
him. We'll
Saints-
stop him in the red zone.
we
God.
kind of got fumbles, and then our fumble generator died on the field.
Yeah, so you got nothing in terms of generating any sort of turnover situation. So
bend don't break. That's
Yeah.
all I gotta say.
Niners,
We're
man.
pretty good in the red zone. Okay.
Yeah, you just got to get there.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, what are we watching this weekend? Let's talk about it. Jorge, what are you watching this weekend?
Football.
Yeah?
A lot of football. Yeah, and then I have my Christmas gathering with my buddies.
Do they do Boxing Day soccer? Is that what they do too? Or is that already happened?
Boxing Day. Yeah, but that's the day after Christmas.
That's next week. So what are you watching?
Yeah.
What are you watching on your break? Maybe I'll better say that. Not
During
that's
the
just this
break?
weekend.
Oh,
Yeah, what-
well, there's a lot of soccer going on, and then there's like a bunch of pretty much
yeah.
football, all the ball games
NFL,
that are there.
college, all of it.
Then there's some basketball games that I'm gonna watch.
NBA Christmas, you into that?
Yeah,
I'm into that more than the NFL Christmas slate.
That's
I'll
the
tell you
only
that.
time I watch basketball.
You know,
That's not the playoffs.
the NFL Christmas slate stinks. Did you hear it?
yeah.
Cowboys, Commanders,
Ew.
Lions,
Also-
Vikings,
Ew.
Broncos, Chiefs.
Ew. Thanksgiving lineup was way better.
I would love the Christmas NBA lineup if my Warriors didn't stink, because Mavericks Warriors sounds awful. Rockets Lakers is a movie. Spurs Thunder, that'll be great.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that.
Wemby's gonna lock up Chet again.
If he survives that long.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
If either of them survive
Great
that
on promoting us there, Phil.
long. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Promoting us.
Do we have NBA on Christmas all day?
No.
No. All
We
right.
have football.
Sorry. Hey, if you're not, just don't get in trouble with your family on Christmas. That's all I gotta say. Don't get
All
in trouble.
right.
Plus, I'm gonna be, we've got all kinds of bowl games. Bowl
Well, we do
mania.
have the Lakers Christmas.
Yeah, that
on
gets the
Sunday.
Rocket. That's a good game.
Yeah.
It's a good game. It's
Yeah.
worth listening to. Sergio, what are you watching this weekend?
Shout out FCS football, Montana State playoffs.
Dude, the playoffs, the FCS playoffs, underrated. Let me tell you about that. That's some good stuff there.
Shout out FCS. Shout out Big Sky Conference. Two FCS powerhouses
Yeah.
going at it. So that'll be a fun.
I
game to
almost
watch.
went to an FCS playoff game like a few years ago. I think it was Sac State needed to hold up its end of the bargain because NDSU would have been heading to Sac State for like a semifinal.
Whoa.
But Sac State lost like 60-something to 50-something to Incarnate Word. Or I think it was the Cam Scatabo year when Cam Scatabo was a Sac State Hornet. And unfortunately, they did not hold up their end of the bargain. And the Stingers have been down ever since in terms of that. So,
Wow.
FCS playoffs, shout out. Montana's been rolling.
Yeah.
Montana, I love that stadium with the mountain behind it.
It's so cool.
Just vibes. Just vibes. All right, guys. You guys have a great weekend.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Good show. Good show, everybody. And good show to Team Veer, all of us. For everyone here, enjoy the college football playoff. Bama, Oklahoma, next.